I normally don't do lots of reviews on trailers because there's really not a lot to review normally. So, being born in '79, I actually got to go through the full Ninja Turtles craze, as well as Power Rangers, you know, the kind of the tail, the very beginnings of Pokemon and all that, but Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles had this awesome theme song. It had a great cartoon, very 80s. If you watch it now, you're kind of like, wow, this looks horrible. It was a great job of, really good job when it came to fitting a small like void in the childhood era. When it came to, you know, the martial arts, things of that nature. The first movie, fantastic. You know, great practical effects, good job when it came to taking the characters, keeping some of the child aspects, but still having them be very vicious characters. Ironically, for the comics kind of had two different styles. You had the more traditional styles where there was blood, people were getting beaten up. It was a very violent, very vicious sort of comic book, which made sense because you have super strong turtles who are using martial arts weapons. Leonardo wielding a katana fighting people, he's probably going to cut somebody. Unless he's doing, a style like Ryo and Kenshin. Raphael, size, he's probably going to bloody somebody. Just going to throw that out there. There's probably going to be some blood. Then they had, of course, the kid version, where everything is much more cartoonish and it looked a lot more like the actual cartoon. I actually enjoyed both sets. The more original comics where it was, where they did a slightly more of a vicious take on things, much more cartoonish aspect that they did. I actually worked on both sides. You could be a Turtles fan, you could enjoy the much more physical side of it, you can enjoy what essentially being the first movie, you enjoy the more comical side of it, which pretty much was the cartoon, the second and third movies. So now Michael Bay has come out again because I think he saw lots of things in the 80s and he was like, dude, I'm going to make this. So I'm waiting to see Mask to be his next movie. His next big franchise is probably going to be Mask. So this one again stars Megan Fox for some reason. I know she has a certain amount of fanboys, but no. If she's like one of your head selling points of your movie, it's bad. Jennifer's Blood didn't do very well. Or Jennifer's Body, whatever the one where she was a succubus. So the Turtles themselves, they actually do appear to be created. Initially they came out that he's probably going to try to use the space origin for the mutagen. Now they actually appear to be made specifically to create a level of heroes. The Turtles themselves look pretty decent for the most part. If you're going to go with a giant muscular mutagenic turtle, you want them to be huge and imposing, making what looks like a 7-foot tall, like 3-foot across turtle, what would kind of make sense. The moment they show up action in the trailer, actually kind of go, yeah, that looks like your typical Michael Bay action film. Heavy horns, lots of relatively frenetic action, lots of weird, there's like 400 things moving at one time, what am I supposed to be looking at? Just random chaotic sort of things it is, where it's just all CGI thrown all over the place. So, that seems like one of the standard tricks. They throw in some small quips here and there, but then it ends with Michelangelo taking off and it's like, no, it's cool, see, look, it's a mask. And it's like, okay, if you're gonna go with like a 7-foot tall turtle, putting like a 3-inch thick strap of material across their face is probably not going to help hide them. Yeah, at least when it came to the comic books and the cartoons, the turtles weren't huge. They were big guys, but normally they were pretty close to April's size. In the comics, they were, depending on who was doing them, they were either a little bit shorter than April, a little bit taller than April, but they were normally still human in size and human in overall build in comparison. These look like Hulks and turtle shells. They look like they've been done very well, so we put some mind to the CGI for them. But Leonardo, nice stoic look to him. Michelangelo, pretty good job capturing the personality, but you really can't do like dark and gritty. I know they sometimes try to keep some of the more lighter, more airier personality profile. Because if Mikey's the only jokester, which he kind of was in the cartoon and the majority of the comics, that's going to be okay. But if you're going to go for a much more truer, much more brutal version, it's going to be very difficult to try to have Mikey be the one throwing in the occasional one-liners. Because it's going to come off really bad. It'd be kind of like, what was it, Skids and Mudflaps from the third Transformers movie? Which I saw because I wanted to see robots destroy Chicago. This one is screaming Netflix Q.